Hi, this is George Loker, and today I'm going to share with you a few details about the neat new gift we got, the RocketBook, and hopefully to help you get up and running quickly, but also to make sure that you don't damage your Surface before you become familiar with the product. Inside your box, you're going to find a special pen, and this is what I wanted to try to catch you before you wrote on the Surface with just any ordinary pen. This is a special friction pen. It is technically supposed to be erasable, but you're not going to want to erase out of your pocketbook. That's what the cloth is going to be for, and this is a very nice cloth. I wouldn't even use a traditional cloth just because there's fabric softeners, and this is very, very soft right here. So one of the first things you're going to find when you get your book open is that the pages have a waxy feel to it. And the RocketBooks do come in different sizes. I was glad to get this full-size one I'd already been using, and pleased with the results from a smaller 6x9, and they also come in a smaller pocket-sized 3x5 sheet. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is look at the very first page, which has a list of these icons, what are called destinations. And on a scratch sheet of paper, map out some ideas. So first, it might be helpful to understand what all this is right here. So as you're using your RocketBook, one of the things you're going to do is want to indicate down at the bottom the destination. So on this particular page, I was taking some notes, and I had an idea where I wanted it to go. So I put a check mark on this icon, which happens to be a star. So if we go back to the very first page, we see that the RocketBook has these default destinations, which are undefined at first. So these destinations are defined by you. And an interesting note about the destinations is that a scan can go to multiple destinations at the exact same time simultaneously as either a JPEG, that means basically a photo image, or as a PDF. It can also be OCR'd, which is optical character recognition. Your mileage may vary with that feature though. But each of these icons right here has a different source. If I know for a fact I want it to go directly to a Gmail, I would put the Rocket. I could put a diamond if I wanted to go directly to Google Drive as a scan. And then I've made the Apple an iCloud, and it goes in as a JPEG. So if I'm scanning something that I've drawn out, maybe some schematics, or just kind of did a little sketch, then I might want to do it just as a JPEG and send it directly to my iCloud account. So down here at the bottom, you may not know initially what destination, so you don't have to put anything here, but I will advise you though not to fill up. My wife grabbed a hold of my RocketBook one day, and this one was fine right here, but on this page right here, she had written down into this lower section where these icons are, and the scan will get a little confused if there's other writing down there. So you don't want to fill your page up so much. You want to go ahead and flip over and start using another page. And that's one of the things that the destinations can determine if it's a multi-page document or a single-page document. All right, so one other little tidbit for you as far as wiping it down. When you're using your cloth and you're ready to wipe the page, you want to wet it almost completely with a wet washcloth. You really can't use too much water on this. You can just literally put it underneath a faucet and let the water run over the surface, and all of the ink is going to come off, and then you can wipe it down with this. Now, one of the things you're going to notice is that it says endlessly reusable. It's not quite endlessly as much as you would hope, but it's very reusable. There's going to be a little bit left on the page, and how reusable it is going to determine how long the ink stays on there after you've used it, as well as how well you maintain the surface. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's you can just see very faintly some writing on this, and that's from a previous impression. So if you use the wrong pen, it's definitely going to mess up the surface. If you use the right pen and you erase, it actually rubs the surface. So you don't want to actually ruin your surface, because it's only going to last a little while if you're erasing on it. But if you don't erase on it and you don't put much friction on it, the surface stays really well suited to just wiping it completely off once you've wet your rag and or just washed it off. So when you're writing on it, if you leave, like this page was probably written out some time ago, and if I go to try to wash it off right now and I just wash it off, there might be a little bit left over. It's kind of like a whiteboard, you know, if you leave your markings on a whiteboard too long, it's a little harder to get off. The main thing you don't want to do is rub the surface as much as with the eraser on the ends. If you rub the surface, even when it's wet, it will end up rubbing off this particular soft surface that it has. So I think that's about it. I'm trying to think of anything else, see if I can get this done in a single take. So when you go to your app, when you're looking at these actions right here, these are going to correlate with the actions on your phone. So you're going to download the app called RocketBook, and by default it'll go to your scans. I'm trying to go to, so you'll see where your scans are. You can bring them up to full size and review them after the fact. So you can see I've scanned a few in there, and there's this button down here at the bottom I wanted to show you where it shows destinations. All right, so you'll see that the list inside your RocketBook is identical to the list of the icons for your destinations, and each one of them can be defined by a variety of parameters. So I mentioned the rocket up at the top, so if we click the rocket, you'll see that it is set to go directly to email, and you can change the recipient, the destination, the file type, and what you have set here is going to determine whether it scans multiple pages and whether it sends it as an image, basically a photo, or as a PDF. So that's just a quick rundown, and there's a little bit more to it than that, but that'll get you up and running. Most important thing is make sure you use the correct pen, and if you go onto Amazon, you can get a clickable flexion that is nice to use, but it has the eraser up at the top as opposed to here. You wouldn't want to use it anyway. But I think that's pretty much it. Just seeing if I think of anything else. If you have any questions, let me know. Not an expert on it, but I just wanted to let you know the few things that I have discovered about it. You'll have fun using it. It's kind of a technology device, but it's bringing the world of writing stuff out, but then also going ahead and getting it into your phone and storing it electronically and being done with it until you need to recall the information later. All right, hope y'all have fun. Enjoy.